Let's see, we are live. Just testing the stream. It says one watching, waiting for GamingTech. Let's see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But nothing on GamingTech. No, because I'm not on. So it doesn't.
It's working. This is your channel. Beautiful. Yeah. Interesting.
But nothing on GamingTech.
That's your channel.
Oh, really? It works?
Yeah. There we go. We've got some people joining.
Hey. Anyway, just do it.
It's working, man. We're just testing, guys. So, look, so if I go to your channel on the TV, it's on.
It's interesting,
so
huh?
That's on, yeah, GamingTech. Working, man. We're just testing, guys. So
perfect.
Yeah, awesome.
Prost.
Hey, this is ahoy, Marcus and Lehman. Hey, man.
Hey. The first time we have actually a live stream.
Yeah.
Both in the picture.
Man? Hey guys, like deployed. Oh wow, look, you've got such a wonderful crowd, man. That's like it's all from your wonderful subscribers.
What's the topic? No, that's just a quick live stream because we had a wonderful day. So I'm at Adam's place in Sydney. So I'm usually from Adelaide. Flew to him on Thursday evening, and we had a wonderful day. We made how many videos? Five
YouTube.
Five videos for his channel coming up. No, that's okay. And fantastic. And now we're just enjoying actually the Sydney night, actually afternoon. It's very nice and warm and
so
fantastic.
It was interesting. We've spent the whole day creating content. We've had a really good time.
Yeah.
Well, I have at least. I know Marcus might say something else when he gets home, safe and sound. But we've created some content. We did a couple of topics like does a bigger TV make you a better gamer? So we had a bunch of TVs. All hooked up, and a few other guys joined us, and we had some gaming time. What was the other one we did? I can't remember now.
So bigger TV, better gamer.
Oh yeah, we had the HDR blind test.
HDR blind test. This was really interesting because, believe it or not, it's not that simple actually. If you just look at a TV, even the C1, to determine if it's HDR or SDR. It really depends on the material, on the content. If it's done good. Oh my God, this was interesting.
It was fun. So what I did was I got the boys to have like a HDR and SDR sign in each hand. And so I'd get them to kind of cover their faces. And there was Marcus and two of my friends on the couch. And I'd basically play some content, whether it was HDR or SDR, on an OLED. And then we went over to an LCD. And it was kind of like a guessing kind of game. So I'd play the content, and when all the HDR and everything disappeared, they'll drop the signs, they'll get about a minute to watch, and then it would 3, 2, 1, and everyone had to like basically put up a sign which one they thought it was. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It was, I'm looking forward to the videos coming out. It did show like most of the time when something was a good HDR presentation, it was very easy, especially on the OLED.
Especially on the OLED. We don't want to say too much about the videos, but we watched on the LG C1, which is a fantastic HDR TV. And then what is the other one, the LG?
Yeah, so it's an 86-inch LG UR8050. So it's a direct lit, no DBXO TV.
Terrible.
And look, it's a big TV I threw in my studio just so I could watch sports and chill out with. And it was never purchased for, high-end stuff. It was just a cheap, big, nasty thing I could find. So, that was pretty interesting, man. I might just turn on some lights because it's starting to get dark.
It is, but it's nice here. It's nice.
It's nice, man. It's a nice evening. So, so Marcus and I we've just finished dinner. We're chilling out, and we started talking TVs. And I said to Marcus, I go, let's just
live
because we're just talking. And I thought this might be interesting, and some people might want to, hear what we're talking about. So, I guess here we are. So, if you guys want us to continue,
any questions, whatever,
or have any questions, shoot them through. We're just kind of chilling out. I'm going to turn on
no
this
special
light.
topic today, just really chilling.
Where is the light for here? Al fresco light. Maybe that's too bright.
That's too much. You can see I'm not,
I haven't done my hair.
Yeah.
Close the shades. close the shade so the bugs don't get in. Here we go.
Ja. Guten Abend, hey Andreas Schmidt. Guten Abend, wie geht's dir?
Yeah, so we were actually just sitting here and watching TV, and one of these videos came up. It was about 8K TVs and have they failed or succeeded.
Yeah. Such a great audience.
We just started talking about 8K, but let's get to this super chat then. Wow.
You don't have to do this, really.
You guys don't have to do this.
I can't even see. I'm clicking on this.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Chat. Hey, thank you very much, chat. Marcus, a few years ago, shy of 50, and his line is unsubscribed. Yeah, no, hey, I have. You don't believe this? My brother he's 3 years younger, and he is, what is the name for if you don't have hair?
Receding hairline or
but
bald.
It's bald. Yeah, sorry, bald. He's almost completely bald. So this is absolute. I'm so lucky, actually. It's so full of hair, you know. It's no, it's good. Thank you very much, chat. It's always good to see you guys.
Thanks, man. So here we go, man. The questions are pouring in. What's this? Just got the, what's that? The
PQ32 UCDM, and any thoughts on that
monitor? Right.
So why they're not actually making proper naming for monitors? You know, what is a UCDB, blah, whatever. So the problem is I don't really have much experience with those monitors. So what is this actually? Is it a OLED or LCD? Because you can't go really wrong with OLED anyway. So I mean, that's the thing, you know. So what is it? Is it an OLED or LCD? Just tell us.
I'll put that a little bit, get some air. So
good stuff.
Yeah, we've got some nice Japanese Yamasaki scotch here. So here's another comment from your German counterpart.
I mean, look, this is really nice stuff. I like it, you know, and you can feel it. So it's. Let's see if we get a little bit more, relaxed.
But like I said, the main purpose of this live stream was Marcus and I just chilling out after almost. Man, we started recording roughly around 8:30.
You started at 8. I joined at 10, I think, roughly.
Yeah, and it's 8 p.m. now. We probably finished an hour ago, so we were recording pretty much all day. It was a big day, man, because obviously Marcus flies here, so we wanted to take advantage of the time that he was here, but. I thought unless we see some questions popping up, we'll jump on them. But we were just starting to, like I said, have a drink, chill out. We started talking TVs.
Star Fox is actually saying we have to drink slowly, otherwise we're telling some secrets or whatever.
Your OnlyFans.
Your OnlyFans, yeah, the only that's my OnlyFans here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here we go. We have a question for you.
Question for me. Oh, wait. Let's.
So you've got to kind of. It's a MacBook. Marcus doesn't know MacBook, so you've got to kind of push rather than click. There we go.
Crap, really. Will GPU prices continue to rise? Will AMD have enough stock? I don't know why you're asking us so questions. I have no idea. So I'm pretty sure the GPU prices will not go down. That's for sure. And AMD will. I don't think they have enough stock. That's how it is. No, the GPU prices will not go down. Have they increased? No, huh? I mean, they never went down, to be honest. So here in Australia, they're always the same price, full stop. They're releasing at, let's say, $4,000, and then they're always $4,000. That's how it is.
Where was I?
So anyone lucky getting a 50 card? Not Ariel, for sure not. So it's
poor guy, man.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Monster Hunter Wild on Pro is solid. Playing on balanced RT. We are uncapped. Don't be on denial. Cheers, drink more. So I haven't had time to look at this game, obviously, because I'm not at home. So I'm not even sure if HDR is good. But if I remember correctly, I played the demo version and HDR was not good. So just let me know if you know anything. You really have to press, huh? That's proper quality. It's titanium or whatever, huh? Unbelievable.
Kind of like push rather than
I'm just used to the very cheap laptops with plastic. You know what I mean? So
here we go. It's crazy how good the value was when I got my 1080 and then a 3080.
Oh yeah.
So what's this comment here? You chaps going to do a CES stream next year. So we were actually talking about that. So the original plan was we were both going to go with our families over to the States, maybe for separate holidays, and then he and I will cross paths at CES and make ourselves known and get to meet all the guys in the States, like some of our really friendly counterparts. Marcus is still keen on going. I'm kind of 50-50, so I would like to go. Obviously, it's just a very expensive exercise, and for a tiny little channel, like in layman's terms, where I'm still starting, like, you know, it's quite a significant financial outlay when I'm getting, you know, lucky to get 1,000 views per video. So I've got to really do it for the love, at least myself. But do you think you'll end up going?
I mean, that's the plan. All what I need is actually I need to renew my passport. That's it. So this will be a different story, because renewing the German passport in Australia is not that simple as you think. But anyway, that's the only thing. I mean, I would like to go. My wife is happy to go. Not just for this. I mean, we need to have a big vacation. Obviously, I just can't go for the CES, you know, with my wife. She would tell me off. But, you know, a little bit of a round trip, maybe in the US, something like that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
So, dude, what do you say? The HDR needs your saving.
Yeah, okay. So again, I'm coming back tomorrow evening, so I don't have time tomorrow evening. Maybe I can look into the game on Monday, but I can't promise anything. Right now, it's just so much to do in with real life content, actually. You know, 9-to-5 job and whatsoever, family and whatever. It's just taking so much time, honestly. And yeah, I'm trying to do more videos, but you know how it is. You know, time is not enough.
So what do you guys think of the recent performance and price announcement of the 9070 and 9070 XT?
What's the price? I have no idea, actually. I haven't looked in this stuff for a couple of days. What's the price? So is it cheaper than the 5080? What's the performance? I mean, that's, of course, interesting.
So when you, kind of push rather than click, the new AMD cards look pretty good, but unfortunately, I'm only interested in high-end GPUs. Oh, so there must have been some AMD announcement, right? That's kind of getting on about.
Oh, okay, so there's no price yet. Okay, good.
Gotcha.
Oh, but here, it's 600 for XT and 550 for non-XT. So are we talking about where was it here? So is this the 9070 XT, the high-end card from AMD, the best what we get from AMD? Because I'm not, honestly, I don't even know. Because I'm not following the PC part so much, to be honest, which probably will change more or less in a couple of months. I need to do more PC stuff on my channel. I'm pretty sure about this, you know what I mean? Let me know what you think. Should I do more PC stuff? Less console, more PC stuff? I don't know. What do you mean? Yes. Okay, that's the best what we're getting. So that's the best. So the 9070 XT is the best what we're getting from AMD. I mean, that's fine. But how is it with performance compared to the 5080? It will not get to 5090 level, for sure not. But what about performance? And how much was the 5080? See, I have no idea. Too much.
Yeah, see. Too much. It's his first one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, he's right.
Just open these shades a bit more. It's getting quite smoky in here. Sorry, man.
It's crazy.
I just want to keep the bugs out, because at nighttime when the lights are on, all the bugs start flying in. But
it's not good.
That's all right. See, so you've got a very heavy PC leaning crowd. It's all PC.
Yeah, I need to do more PCs. See, when you do this, you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
But I need to do more PC stuff, because just focusing on console, I mean, I know what I'm doing with console, but PC is a complete different story, because you have to consider much more things. But I think I need to do more PC stuff, literally. Performance slightly below 5080. And how much was the 5080? Was it 750? Was it $750 US?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure anymore.
Did you get this one from Iceland? Second from the top. Yeah.
All the way from Ireland here. Hey, great. Been watching Marcus from the start. Thank you very much. Francis Burke, yeah, of course. Got him a code for Uncharted. Yes, I remember this. And he did a great HDR video on this. Been watching since. Keep the heads up, guys. Thank you very much. I mean, this is great.
What a nice comment.
That's absolutely fantastic, because sometimes I'm not really, how should I say, not in the mood is probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I don't want to maybe spend some time on a game or spend some money on a game where I think maybe it's not getting enough views or whatever, and then suddenly someone, oh, I really like that you do a video, can I send you a code? I say, oh my god, this would be fantastic. I got one for Uncharted from Francis, and for Final Fantasy VII Remake from, see, that's my problem with my brain, I can't remember his name. But also someone sponsored me the code. And of course, I'm making a video then, and I do my very best to make a fantastic video. So yeah, thank you very much again for this.
That's very cool. You got like viewers all over the world, man, from Ireland tuning in. That's
really that's cool. Why I told you YouTube is international. See, and that's fantastic. You know what I mean?
Even though my channel is small time, but like at least on your behalf, man, like when you know people reach out like that, man, like I know that makes me feel really cool. Like, I think that's so nice when I hear stuff like
so 5080 is 1K. So we're talking 1K versus 650 it was, huh? How can I scroll up here if I want to go?
2 fingers on the trackpad and just go up.
Oh my god, why I didn't? It was 650 for the 9070 XT, correct?
Are you asking me?
No, yeah, in
general. You're asking the wrong guy, man. I'm all console. I still got
600 for the XT. So we're talking 1000 versus 600. So that's, and then we have almost the same performance. I mean, there's again, so always when someone is asking me, hey, what would you recommend in terms of graphic cards? I'm always asking, are you a pure gamer or you're doing some content creation? If it's just a pure gamer, go with AMD. Honestly, because the price is so good on AMD cards, really, literally. I mean, don't get me wrong, DLSS is by far better than FSR. I mean, I haven't seen much from FSR 4 whatsoever, but again, DLSS 4 is pretty good, awesome right now. But the price difference, you know, you almost can get 2 AMD cards for one 5080. So,
yeah, that is a big
it's crazy. Crazy, guys. Difference. But you still can't get it in Australia anyway, the cards. No way.
Push. I'm trying to get Marcus to maybe move over to the dark side and get some iMacs for his like workstations and things like that.
I will.
But yeah,
I'm getting a Mac Mini.
We're on a MacBook Pro at the moment, and sorry about the webcam. We're just using the webcam on the MacBook Pro.
Just a cheap Apple product.
Just let us know if the audio is okay, because no one said anything, so I'm assuming it's okay. But yeah, that's as good as this poor little webcam can do.
No, it's actually pretty good. I mean, look at our face. It's actually good. It's a little bit blurry, you know. It's not showing all the details from us, you know. Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good. So yeah, let me know. Just any question what you have. This is just a very
informal,
very quick,
like the title says, after dark. We just finished a whole day of almost 12 hours creating content. Marcus is amazing. Like, obviously he hasn't created any content for his own channel while he's down here, and I offered him, I said, like, let's do some stuff. He's like, cool, man, we'll just do stuff for your channel. So he knows I appreciate that. But yeah, we've had such a good time, and as I said, we've just finished dinner. We're just chilling out, and we started talking TVs, and I said, Marcus, do you mind if I get the laptop and we just
why not
just start live streaming? We're just talking, so something different. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, let us know. Maybe we might do it again when we're both at home and do a bit more informal stuff. But yeah.
So he's asking where are the women?
Man,
they're already done.
I was gonna say we're
they're done.
Yeah, I just got a SMS message from my friend. He's going, I don't know how you two are live streaming. I'm buggered. I'm tired, because he was here recording with us as well. So yeah. To Michael, who just texted me, and Damien, thank you very much for your help today. We appreciate that. It was a long day, man. It was a very long day.
Yeah, but, really nice guys. Like them.
Here we go. You got some more comments here.
Oh my God, we have so many comments. You know, we just want to chill out. You know. Oh no. So again, I haven't had much time actually doing own content on my own channel, and the reason is, first of all, I'm starting a new job. You know, I'm between two jobs now. Or starting a new job, so I need to focus on this. Actually, I mean, obviously, because that's very important. And with family and stuff like that, there's not much time left, you know. And this was planned a long time ago, you know, already, because you need to plan this ahead a long time ago. So this weekend is gone for my content as well, which is fine. I enjoy this here, absolutely. But let's see. Next week I have to work, but let's see.
Look
There's
at all
a lot
these
to do.
people, man. You're under demand. Like Anton, looking for the best S90D calibration settings. Maybe that's a plasma TV for gaming.
He got the S90D, yeah. But I would say the S90D is out of the box pretty good. There's not much you need to do, really.
Oh, so man, I'll let you. There's quite a few chunky questions there.
He's laughing at you. See, no. There are a lot, yeah. I mean, look, again, as always, if you have special questions or whatever, put a Q in front, because it's very hard after some alcohol to see something.
And look, for you people who are pretty much, let me see, most of you from Marcus's channel, I'm not trying to e-beg here. I don't like when people beg, but man, I'd really appreciate a subscribe if you guys want to check out in the near future the content Marcus and I did together. It helps me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, this would be fantastic. Just jump to his channel, hit subscribe, and watch his video as well.
Yeah, we've already got 2 up there we did together last time, and this time we did 5 total, but I think 3 together today. Yeah, 4 together. I can't remember. I lost track. We did a few videos, but quite a few together.
They're pretty good. They're pretty. Don't get me wrong. Now they're pretty simple to make when you have done all the setup. The setup takes ages, of course, but they're pretty good because there is not much of analyzing to do and stuff like that. You just start doing it. You know, the recording itself is pretty easy. The setup, of course, around is a little bit harder, but I like this kind of content. And
it's switching gears. So a few people are asking, we'll get to these questions like what content do you make and stuff like that. So my channel's called In Layman's Terms. We might chuck a link in the chat, but it's basically let's type this in. So I'll type it in the chat. So it's YouTube. So I've typed it in the chat. So it's basically youtube.com/ILTAU, so In Layman's Terms _Australia. So my channel's different to Marcus. I focus on more general stuff, but it's all tech related. So the last time Marcus and I did a video together, we had 3 TVs and we just did a non-scientific fun kind of video. I would liken it to kind of Linus Tech Tips style. So a lot of people, I feel like maybe who came from your channel or other more technical channels were a bit hard on me in the comments, and I kept having to say, like, you know, guys, we're just having a bit of fun here. This is more lighthearted stuff. So when we do say things a little bit incorrect, like, we're just trying to be general. But yeah, man, if you guys are willing to come out and subscribe, like I said, check out the videos Marcus and I have already done, and there'll be plenty more in the future. So yeah, I'd appreciate it.
I mean, all those, this is actually really, because I forgot about this, so they actually really got rid of the FIS-X support for 32-bit. So I mean, so that's just for OpenCL. So just get me a little bit up to date. So is there also 64-bit, and what is the difference then? And just OpenCL, and is it affecting a lot? You know what I mean? Is it really worse to talk about this, or is it just so Borderlands takes a massive performance hit with? Oh, okay. So why did they get rid of this FIS-X? Was it not also an Nvidia invention, FIS-X, or was it something else? So why did you got just to save money or whatever? I'm just going to the comments here. Thanks, mate. Thank you. Oh yeah, okay. Let's talk about this. So here's the Xbox guy here. Okay. So no, this was the wrong one. Here's the Xbox guy. Sure. Where was the comment now? See, I clicked on the wrong one. Here. Here's the Xbox guy, you know, was planning on getting Forza for PlayStation 5 Pro until I heard there will be no physical disc.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Hopefully, Indiana Jones isn't digital only. So, I mean, are you surprised about? I mean, look, full PlayStation 6 is most likely digital only. Okay, the next Xbox probably as well. You know what I mean?
Do you think that it'll be fully digital? Digital?
I think so. You know, so they're going the same way like the PlayStation 5 Pro. There will be probably a disk drive to buy. You know, but that's
what I mean. There probably will be that option, but I think PlayStation may have, unfortunately, started a trend because there already are Xbox One S, Series S and X digital only consoles.
Yeah,
and obviously they sell them at a cheaper price point because it's lacking the disk drive. But what people don't realize is, you save that little bit of money up front, but you pay for it in the long term because now you can't go and buy a secondhand disc.
Correct.
You can't buy a disc that's on special because discs, at least in Australia,
can't buy used games,
notoriously cheaper than digital. So it's like basically you save that little $50, $80 up front, but you pay an extra 20-30% for every game
all
moving
the time
forward. And that's your only choice, or subscribe to Game Pass. So it's tricky, and I can't say who told me, and I can't say how they know, and this could be utter BS, but someone who I know is very well connected in the industry told me, and again, take this with a very large spoonful of salt, that it is confirmed Microsoft will not bring out another console. Again, I'm just taking it as a comment.
This would
you can say, how would they know? And that's kind of how I felt. But this person has a lot of contacts, and they've generally been pretty right. But I certainly hope not. I love my Xbox, man. I think it's so great for competition. But let's get to the next one. Excuse the machine in the background.
64-bit PhysX still works, but nobody uses it. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I mean,
check out Chris Newton. So hey Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, man. So he's asking what's the plan. So basically the plan is already complete. So Marcus came down 2 days ago, was it?
Thursday evening.
And so he came down late Thursday night, so he just crashed. Friday we kind of prepped up, and there was quite a lot of setup for the videos, which is today, Saturday evening in Australia, Sydney. So we've recorded, let me think, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 videos actually, because we're going to cut some of them up. But we did quite a few videos together. We did some fun stuff, Linus Tech Tip style, I would say. So man, that's pretty much what we did. But Chris is awesome. I've talked to you offline about Chris. He's really good. Helped us out heaps, man. I just want to say thank you very much for all the support to the channels, both of our channels, man. So
cheers.
Big cheers to Chris.
Really good. That's a nice looking. What is a Stucci? Oh, this one.
Stogie.
A Stogie.
A big Stogie. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, brother. You got some questions to get to, man. I'll let you catch up.
Really,
on
it
stuff.
is just for relaxing today. Really,
it's funny because, like I said, we were just chilling out after dinner. I said, Marcus, let's have a drink. I'll have a cigar. We'll chill out. We started talking TVs, and I said, man, let's just live stream. Like, let's just see what happens. So here we are.
So he's basically saying the PlayStation 5 Pro is a test for the PlayStation 6 with all the PSSR and stuff like that, what they're using, you know what I mean, and also trying to get rid of the disk drive. I'm pretty sure it's not that they haven't done a Pro version, you know, with PlayStation 4 or whatsoever, but they're using this, of course, to test people what they can do in terms of price, 100%. You know, and stuff like that. And I mean,
it's very calculated what they've done, because when I think about it, you have to think this from a business decision. It's very smart. So they've taken away the digital thing. And I think Microsoft could have maybe benefited from that, where they could have created a Series X with a attachable disk drive. But it's like, okay, so now they have the data. How many people bought that PS5 Pro and did not get the disk drive? And if, you know, it's skewing heavily to most people did not, what do you think that's going to do for their next console? They're going to go, you know, most people, 80% didn't buy the disk drive. So let's just do it anyway because we'll just push the last 20% along. So
and at the end,
they're
just that they don't care anyway. So even you have hundred of games, with in physical form, they don't care. But it's bad because I would like. I mean, we will see probably the Last of Us remaster for PlayStation 6. I'm pretty sure about that. So, but I have just the physical copies, and I'm always using the PlayStation 4 and upgrade to the PlayStation 5 or Pro or whatsoever. So, if we don't have a disk drive anymore, I can't do this anymore. I need to buy the full game. So that's bad. I don't like it.
So you're saying you've heard?
I heard maybe an Xbox handheld. Okay.
Look. For me, I said this on the last live stream with Ariel and I basically said, man, I just think because Microsoft is pushing this, is it xCloud or this streaming platform, I can just picture an Xbox app you install on the Switch 2, you install on the PS6, and you basically open that and you subscribe to Game Pass and you just stream their entire catalog. I can see them doing that, but yeah, look, like that's why when you say handheld, I just think I don't know if they'd build a handheld because they could just put the games on the Switch and stream them. That doesn't matter about how much horsepower it has, but then that's an always connected device. So there is the offline, discussion to be had. But man, like I always say, whether you like Xbox or not, whether you're a supporter or not, you have to remember they being in the market is keeping prices competitive. So once Xbox taps out and it's just Sony, they will bend all of us over and insert every finger they can have. So excuse that, we're probably having too much alcohol.
But it's not. He's right. It's not good. We need competition. That's how it is, unfortunately. I'm not a big handheld fan. I mean, I'm going to get the Switch 2 if I can get hands on, because to see the tech. You know what I mean? I last time when I was here, I took my Switch with me and I literally played a single minute. I didn't play because I'm not a big fan of the Switch. You know what I mean? But I like to see what the Switch 2 can do actually, and I hope for 60 FPS support for a couple of games where we can just play in 30 FPS right now. Just hoping. I'm not sure if this comes true, but. Hey, Anton, Marcus, how much better is the weather in Australia than in Germany? Heaps better, but no doubt. I'm in Sweden and seeing some friends hanging out in the Australian sun. Lol. I mean, look, I think Australia has the most sunshine in the world, apart from Africa whatsoever. But in terms of pure sun hours, it's pretty awesome, actually.
Well, like we still have you can see it's sundown now, and it's 8:21 p.m. in the evening where we are. So sun early, sun late.
But keep in mind, we're going into winter time. So summer is actually, it's not official over now, but it's already on the end. It's till the end already, okay? So it's opposite to Europe, okay? It's getting pretty cold in the winter, 16 degrees or whatever.
Yeah, it's amazing because all of your American viewers, they're probably in the middle of this beautiful winter snow season, and we're here like burning. Like today was a 30 Celsius day, which was quite hot and dry. So Hooves, we know Xbox aren't doing consoles anymore.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
I certainly hope not, man. Like I said, whether you like Xbox or not, like when people say, one is terrible and the other is great, I just tune out. I can't talk to you, but they're both good, but I really hope that's not.
No, so that the problem is always you need to look at the hardware, Xbox hardware or the software support or the software, the operating system is, in my opinion, better than on the PlayStation 5. Just one example, okay? You like to copy or whatever your games from your internal hard drive to an external one. On the Xbox, you do this like on a PC. You just start copying your whole library, and in the meantime, you play a game, okay? No problem at all. It will just work in the background. On the PlayStation 5, that's not possible. I mean, yes, you don't need this every day, but that's just one of the thing. We have 120 hertz support all the time on the Xbox. We have much better VRR support, also much better on the Xbox. But unfortunately, games. It's not unfortunate, but that's how it is. Games are selling the hardware, and Sony is just so much better with first-party games. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah, I think if the PlayStation exclusives, like games like The Last of Us, Uncharted, if they were Xbox exclusives, I think Xbox would have a very good chance of bringing people over. But yeah, when 90% of the games are multi-platform and the remaining 10%.
Yeah, but not even
like
that anymore.
All good on a
Halo. Now we're getting Forza.
Halo. Man, I've always said once Halo hits PlayStation,
that's it. That's it.
Man.
I mean, the last Halo wasn't that good anyway, honestly. But
yeah, so another comment: a physical game physical game disc is a paperweight at best these days. It's hardly it. So it's just a license. And you're right, man. Like sometimes you get a game, you put it in, and there's a 100 gigabyte patch day one. Like it's just a whole game downloading now.
I get this. I know what he's talking about because nowadays the games are not ready anymore. You know, you need a first day one patch and stuff like that. But still, you can sell it. You know, or you can buy a used game for a much cheaper price. That's the thing. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Another thing you have to be mindful of is like so many games are online only. So even a lot of like first player games, games that have a multiplayer and a campaign, sometimes they won't let you play unless you're connected to the internet. So disc or not, once those servers go off, whether you've got a disc or not, you can't play. Like, you know, like Destiny 1, that's a heavy online game. I was big into Destiny. Once they turn those servers off, man, whether you've got the disc or not, you know.
But I don't know if this happens very often, to be honest. I mean, there was no really big game where they have done this. You know what I mean? So it's
Xbox is done. Like, exclusive games are hard to sell. Yeah, like it's man. I'm with you. Like seeing the ads now, everything. Yeah, look, I've always said Microsoft's roots are a software company, and I think they're just going back to their roots, where it didn't matter if it was an IBM, a Compaq, a Dell. They just sold software on every platform, and it would make sense they're going to do same with the gaming industry. Whatever platform it is,
I like the Xbox. I like the controller. You know what I mean? The Elite controller. I mean, don't get me wrong. My PlayStation 5 Edge controller is really, really good. But comparing this Edge controller, which cost, was it 400 Australian dollars or 300? I don't know. Heaps of money. With the standard Xbox controller, I need to say the standard Xbox controller for the Series X is so damn good. Really, so good.
I do like that. What were you saying about the TVs? I think he's talking about, I don't know if he's talking to us, maybe or not. If Xbox wants to keep the Series X alive, they should have an option for gamers to install Windows 11. See, Plasma TV said that on the last live stream, and like obviously I respect him and his opinion. I wasn't really down with that comment. Like I didn't think that would make sense, but I don't know, maybe people want that. I see the Xbox and PlayStation like appliances. You know, you just want to have that simplicity where there's no software patches, no updates, no drivers, no viruses. You just turn it on like an appliance and you press go like a toaster and it just works, you know? So I think that's a part of
that's the thing. I wouldn't have Windows on my Xbox because it's no, as you said, a console for me always was you turn it on and you start playing. That's it. Don't bother too much with anything. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's different because the first time when you start anything, you have to do an update anyway. Even the last time when you started the game was 5 hours ago. But I honestly don't mind the optional disk drive for physical collectors. Day one patches make the disk a physical license key anyway. Yes, PC are all digital as well. I know, yeah. But the thing is with PCs, you know, first of all, Steam is affordable. It's more affordable than a PlayStation Store.
Are the same titles cheaper on PC than they are on console? Generally? So they are. Okay.
So here in Australia, when you just compare games with PC or Steam and PlayStation Store, because as far as I'm aware of, you can't buy any other keys somewhere else from a key shop or whatever. At least I think so. That's the case. I'm not quite sure about that.
I do that on Xbox though.
But Xbox, but not PlayStation. So maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyway, but they're always so expensive. I mean, PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store is just too expensive.
Well, that's why we have to be careful with the optional disk drive because if that option becomes a non-option anymore, that's what they want because you think about it. What always blows my mind is, okay, if you do kind of logically think about this, when you have a disc, you have to press the disc, you have to print the covers, you have to get the box, you have to ship it. It takes, you know, there's freight, there's so many like levels involved. And yet day one, you can go and buy a disc cheaper than a digital copy when a digital copy is literally just a copy paste download.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
So that's true. So on JB Hi-Fi, one of the retail store here in Australia, the physical copies are always cheaper than a PlayStation Store. Always. So why would I buy a digital copy when I can have a disc version? That doesn't make sense.
So Chris, Xbox says they care about games, but they haven't had a smash hit for years. Every year we wait for something from Xbox and it never happens. Yeah, sorry, that's why I was closing the shades. We get some. So because it. So Marcus is kicking some sort of
grasshopper.
Yeah, because it's late and now we have all the lights on. At least in Australia, it just
so in Australia they're this big, okay?
It attracts bugs, a lot of bugs, and because I'm smoking, I'm trying to keep the shades down. But sorry, Chris was saying Xbox says they care about games or gamers, but they haven't had a smash hit for years. Every year we wait for something from Xbox and it never happens. I will say
I don't agree on that really, because they have really pretty good games. I mean, come on. Forza, we have Indiana Jones. So just recently we had a vote. Maybe that's not a banger, but it's a pretty solid game actually, in my opinion. So I mean, I don't know if you maybe comparing this with The Last of Us or whatsoever games, but at the end, it depends what you like. I really like Indiana Jones, the game.
That was a good game.
Absolutely.
Man. That was the first game in a long time. I played it over like the Christmas, New Year's break. I just sat down and I just played it until it was done.
What Xbox would need is maybe a complete new franchise, you know, and a banger, you know, a complete new franchise, because honestly, they announced a new Halo game, but I'm not very.
The thing is, though, they just bought their way into a crap ton of franchises. Like Activision Blizzard was the biggest purchase of any gaming studio ever, right? For as far as I'm aware. Before that, it was what's the studio that makes Doom? id Software.
Yeah.
And it's like they own everything now. Where are their bangers? You know, and I get it. It takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years to make these bangers, but are they in the pipeline? And if they are they just going to be multi-platform, which kind of defeats the purpose? Because I was reading an article, now that they've acquired Activision Blizzard, they're making huge profits off the sales of their software, but it's all off the back of PS5. Yeah. So it's a wild thing, man. So look, I always liked what's the CEO of Microsoft? Not Microsoft, Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
I've always liked Phil. I always got a good vibe about him, and I do feel he says what he means. He's quite genuine, but you don't know, like he could be getting a lot of pressure from the top, like time to maybe let go and start spreading the software far and wide, because it certainly makes sense from a business perspective, but yeah, you're going to make a few people upset.
I know. Jesse, Marvel versus Capcom 2 disc, especially the Dreamcast version, sells for lots of money due to the rarity. Yeah, I mean, that's really for collectors. It's and you have to consider this, you know, all this collection stuff, it will be gone at some point, you know what I mean? That's all. It's just sad, you know what I mean? I don't. That's the future, unfortunately. What are we having here? Sudip, can I get 1300 nits HDR brightness in PlayStation 5 remote play with my mobile device? I have no idea. So you mean when you play games on your smartphone and then you play in HDR? I don't know.
Can you stream your PS5 to your phone? Is that what he's saying? PS5 remote play with mobile devices?
Yeah, probably. But I don't know if this then is an HDR or whatever. It depends what your phone makes out of it. But I don't think you stream HDR quality to your phone.
This one.
I don't think so, to be honest.
I usually blow cigar smoke at the insects, keeps them off me. I don't know if you're Australian, man, but the size of the insects here are much bigger than most other countries. So
1,000 insects here who can kill you right now.
Here's another question from our friend Chris Newton. Hey Marcus.
Oh my God, fantastic.
So this was the thing, when Marcus first got his G4, we had a couple of streams and he was quite hard on the G4. And I've got the 83-inch version and I love my G4. And some people perceived me by challenging his comments as defensive, and I don't think I was being defensive, but Marcus was very critical of what was it, the banding?
Yes.
Has that kind of dissipated?
It's almost gone. It's so again, it's not the best TV I have in terms of banding. So when I started the TV for the very first time, you need to understand OLED needs some time to break in. Okay, so that's clear. Okay, but I never have seen a worse picture in terms of grayscale or whatever banding, you know, than the G4 in my life. Never ever. And I was actually shocked and said, okay, let's give it some time, you know, let's run this OLED screensaver overnight and whatever. Let's look at the next day. And it was heaps better on the next day after the first cycle anyway. So I did a OLED what is it called?
Like a break-in test?
Break-in test. And the OLED,
patterns, yeah.
OLED, whatever, you know, it was much better after that. The compensation cycle and whatsoever. It was much better after that, but still not on the same level as my G2. My G2 has such a great... so the G2 has this tint issue, you know, where it goes from reddish to gray to green. That's an issue with all the OLED or LG TVs. It's not as visible on the G4, but my G2, in terms of banding, in terms of virtual stripes, whatever, there's nothing. There's literally on the same level as my QD. I can still see it in some content.
See, we should check mine because I don't notice it.
You don't want to.
That's the thing, yeah, but it's true. Like, I always tell people, like, just be careful what you do, because when you see something, you can't unsee it. Yeah. So it's like, for example, say someone in your family who's not a psychopath like we are.
Yeah.
You put them in front of that TV, they're going to go, that is a 10 out of 10 all day of the week. But if you sit there and point out every little imperfection, they will only see that from now on.
But,
so,
I mean, don't get me wrong. The G4 is a fantastic TV. So panel lottery is always a thing, you know. I was probably not as lucky as other people with the G4, but in general, the panel is just fantastic. But because I have so many TVs to compare, starting from the CX to the G2, S95C and stuff like that, you know, of course, I mean, hey, the S95C has also close to 5% gray. Terrible picture, but I mean, there's almost no content, you know, like that. But in terms of panel uniformity, the QD-OLED is just smoking all the LG OLEDs. Absolutely.
This is a good comment. So Indiana Jones plays fantastic. That was the one. That was probably my main criticism about Indiana Jones. Like, it was the first game in a while I played. I was like, wow, this was a good game. Well thought out. The story was good. Everything was good, but the graphics were quite rubbish on the Series X. And
really, I like it. You know,
compared to PC. No, if you go on YouTube and look at people
compared to PC.
But that's what I'm saying is like. That was the only thing that
they have $5,000 setups. Come on, and they're always comparing with a $500 console, and say, "Oh, so much better."
I'm jealous, man. Yeah. I'm jealous.
No, but what I have to say, Indiana Jones on the Series X, I think it looks absolutely fantastic because it looks very clean. There's no anti-aliasing or no aliasing. It has ray tracing on all the time and stuff like that. Of course, not the same quality as on the PC, but again, price difference. Okay, guys, it's a fantastic game, and this is not it would not be possible like that with Unreal Engine. Not at all. Not sure what engine they're using again. I forgot it, but anyway.
So Brandon Mishima said the G5 is going to be a banger TV. So one thing that sucks about being in Australia is by the time the TVs are out in the US, guys like FOMO and KG and Classy and Plasma have all had their hands all over them, molested them and reviewed them and everything, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging those guys. They're great guys, friends with both of our channels. And if they're watching, thank you very much. But by the time all that happens, then we start getting them in Australia. So we get them like 3 months after the States sometimes, maybe even more. And it's like, we never get that opportunity to kind of be the first to get the hands on. Like, we've kind of seen everything before it even gets here. And like, I agree, it's going to be a banger of a TV. I will just be very interested to see how it will compare to, say, the new QD-OLEDs coming out. Because, man, LG got so close to QD-OLEDs with a WOLED panel with the G4, just I think due to the processing was so good. Samsung doesn't seem to have that out-of-the-box near perfect calibration. No. But if LG can improve on that with panel tech and processing this year, man, it might even be a winner over QD-OLED, which is obviously the superior tech. It's like, imagine if you gave that tech to LG with their processing. It would be very hard to beat.
Star Fox, thank you very much for watching.
Hey, Star Fox.
He is leaving. He has to do something, whatever. That's fine. Thank you again. Yeah, no, that's really, I'm not sure if I'm buying a new TV this year. Why would I? I got the G4. maybe next year, you know, the G5 then, or by end of the year.
Yeah.
But
do you guys consume content? Sorry. So Detroit 89 says, do you guys consume content on mainstream streaming devices such as Netflix, Disney Plus, or an alternative such as Plex? So do we consume content on mainstream streaming services? Sorry, we've had a few drinks. We're on a laptop and the screen's really small. So do you want to go ahead first?
I mean, I'm using Netflix, or mostly actually I'm using YouTube, or spending way too much time watching silly videos. That's a problem, you know. But yes, using all of them apart. I used to use Plex back at home in Germany, not anymore. But after being here, maybe I need to get used to it again. It's really good.
Yeah, in my studio, I have like a Intel NUC connected to a NAS device with huge amount of storage in there, and I rip all my discs to Plex, and basically I live off Plex. So I don't have Netflix, I don't have Disney. We're just big on Plex, and we obviously have YouTube. But I don't know, man. They kept jacking up the prices on Netflix in Australia. I remember a few years ago, I thought it was reasonable, and then there was a price hike after price hike after price hike. And now my wife and I went, you know what? Like, I just don't think it's worth it. But maybe once a year, we might subscribe for a month or two, and then
and then you watch
everything.
Yeah, correct. That's what I'm doing with Disney and whatsoever. I'm not a big Disney supporter anymore, obvious reason. But anyway,
I'm not a Disney supporter.
But they have sometimes, you know, stuff when you have kids or whatever, you almost need to watch some Disney stuff, you know. And I'm subscribing sometimes for a month. Well, using, you know, maybe differently. You get my point. You can subscribe cheaper or whatever, and then just watch as much as you can, then unsubscribe. But it's right. If you think about, you have Amazon Prime, you have Netflix, Stan here in Australia, maybe Binge. This is easily $60-$70 per month.
I think Paramount is disappearing. Paramount Plus. I think there's another one coming out. I remember reading about it. I can't remember what it was, but this Huzaifa Sheikh.
Sorry for saying this wrong.
Sorry if I mispronounced that, my friend. The G4 is the last of the MLA tech. It's great and will also be a relic to keep. The G5 is going with more layers instead of MLA, which we all knew that. Look,
but it will be not. So are you not sure that G6 is coming out with MLA? Because, you know, it was an improvement with MLA from going from G3 to G4. So we never know. I would not say it was the last with MLA.
Look, they're going to put that on the shelf. You never know if they want to bring that back, because every year I feel like they give us quite incremental updates. Like you look at from, say, G1 to G2, it was quite an incremental update, but full price. G3 MLA to G4, incremental update again. You never know. G5 to G6 may be that same small upgrade, and they charge you full price every year, because at the end of the day, OLED sales are down, LCD sales are through the roof, and they need to make money to justify that technology, because
correct, people buying more LCDs than OLEDs.
LCD will prevail.
They're much cheaper, huh?
And Plasma TV for Gaming said it the other day. LCD will prevail. Eventually, it will beat out everything. I think it's inevitable. I think he's right with that one. But, got some other. Here we go. Get Plex, Marcus. You own a high-end TV. Well, I will say, Marcus has been staying in my guest house, where he's been lucky enough to have a beautiful 83-inch C1 in his guest quarters, and he has been abusing my Plex servo. And I think you should get back into it. I might have to close these shades a bit more, because all these bugs are starting to get in.
And you know, the crocodiles are coming. No, just kidding. It's if you would be in Northern Territory, you need to be careful. Not kidding.
So here we go. We've got some questions. So let's just quickly go back here. So what's this? Just a quick one. So you can go.
Jesse, QD-OLED has the best OLED colors in a dark room. OLED absorbs inbound light a lot better than QD-OLED. Quantum dots activate and lights up when it. That's the problem with QD-OLED. So that's but it's not just a problem with QD-OLED. So my G4, for an example, when I'm going into my office and there are no curtains closed during a day or whatever, my G4 looks awful. Looks absolutely awful. You know, even the S95C looks better from the panel. It looks darker than the G4. But of course, you're not getting a high-end TV that you watch this content in a complete bright room, okay? So I wouldn't do that. You know, for me, a cinema feeling is always almost a complete dark room. And then there is literally no problem for anything, okay? So that's how it is. But if you have, I have also for working from home purposes, I have very small 27-inch real 4K screen. So I'm not talking about 3814. I'm talking about 4000 whatever resolution. Glossy screens. So the pixel density on this one is just crazy. On those monitors, they're just LCDs, but it's so sharp. I love working on those little monitors. I have 4 of them because I need this stuff, you know, for my working stuff. Yeah. And that's just 27-inch glossy LCD, terrible from backlight and whatsoever, but for working purpose, for all the stuff what I'm doing, Excel sheets and whatever, wow, crazy. That's why I like glossy, actually, plus a high DPI, which is very interesting. Again, we're looking forward for the G5 because we're going away from this matte finish. Or not matte finish.
It's still a glossy finish, but I think that the MLA layer, it just, what people are complaining, it creates like. Or are you talking about the QD-OLED? Sorry.
The QD.
Oh right, yeah. That's because you said G5.
No, G5 is going away. It's glossy again.
Yeah,
correct.
Well, the G4 is still glossy, but I think people complain because the MLA layer creates like a. When it's in light, or is that? No, hang on.
No. It's not glossy. It's not glossy as glossy. You know, the G4 for sure not.
Because the MLA layer created like a little bit of a distraction. I think
it's like a red filter.
Yeah, I never had an issue with it, but I know plasma.
No, because you have a complete dark room. That's my. But don't get me wrong. As soon I watch anything, also on my CX or G2, I turn off my lights or whatsoever. It doesn't matter, you know, because you don't want to have the distraction anyway. Yeah, you know, that's how it is.
From Chad, he said, think the output of Xbox's first parties during the 360 days. I'm not a fan expanding development time. What is that? I'm not a fan of expanding development times. I'm close to 50. I might not make it to GTA 7. As I said, apologies. The screen is really small and the text is really small. But
he's right with GT7. We don't know if we make it. Even GT6. Okay, we need to be strong.
Yeah. And Blood said Plex plus NAS plus Plex is the way to go. Yeah, and like I use like, have you heard of Sonar and Radar? So those are some of the services. If you don't know about them, SONARR and RADARR, check them out. You'll figure it out. So question here for you, Mr. Marcus.
It seems like Samsung is stepping away from QD-OLED since the S90C is out of stock. The price of the S90D has started rising. Okay, what is the outlook on the price? So so it's really that the S90D has started rising, because the new TVs are here. So that's usually nothing unusual, to be honest. So when I bought my CX, towards the end of the CX, when the new TVs were introduced, the price went up again. You know, that's usually nothing. I wouldn't be concerned about that. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard anything that Samsung doesn't want to do QD-OLED TVs anymore. I haven't heard, but I'm not in the industry or whatever, to be honest.
This one's good.
Kangaroo is coming
through the windows.
Yeah, this is quite normal.
So question, what are your budget allocations to consumer tech, TVs, gaming PCs, and consoles? See, that's an interesting question.
Much.
I guess it really comes down to the person. Like me, when it comes to like TVs, if you haven't seen my channel, I reviewed a 100-inch TV, which I've had for a couple of years now. And like all my OLEDs, except one at 83-inch, which I have 3 of, you know, and all my LCDs are like 85 or 86 or 100 inches. And I'm a bit of a whore when it comes to big screen TVs. So for me, TVs, I kind of just, if I want it, I buy it. Gaming PCs, you're on that. So like for me, I look at that, and when we live stream with Plasma and yourself, it's like, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 for a GPU. I'm like, so for me,
that's crazy.
That's a lot of money. So consoles, man, it's a fixed price. That's easy. You know, for me, I buy a console for every TV, but obviously, yeah, it's expensive. It's a rich man's sport, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff.
There's no budget allocations, because the problem is, if I have money and I like to buy something, I go ahead and do it. You know, that's the thing, you know. But if I don't have money, then I can't do it. There's no budget allocations. You know what I mean? That's I say I'm just spending $5,000 per year or whatever. Now I don't have this. I just hope future OLED TVs improve upon motion to give us CRT-like motion. Yeah, this would be not happening.
Well, isn't that the CRT simulation that Ariel's always talking about?
I mean, look, the OLED TVs are pretty good already, but they can be always better. With a higher refresh rate, we're getting there. You know what I mean? We're getting there. And honestly, I mean, we're always comparing the motion with CRTs. I still wouldn't go back to CRTs with all the problems what we had with CRTs.
Going from your OLED to a CRT.
No, just because of motion. I mean, don't get me wrong. CRTs was good, but not in terms of the geometry was terrible. You know what I mean? The color sometimes. You get my point. Nah, all good. All it is good.
What's this? So. My mother hates the dark, and if I have to watch something with her, I need something to deal with the inbound light, like Samsung's anti-glare or WOLED's ability to absorb the inbound light.
Oh, God. Oh, okay.
See, so he likes is that the anti-glare, that matte, ugly matte finish that the new QD-OLEDs have?
I mean, so
is that what he's referring to?
I mean, in terms of that, and when we're talking about glare, or when we're talking about the mirror effect from TVs, I haven't seen anything better than my S95C. Full stop.
Better than the C1?
Absolutely. So that's a problem because we have glossy. If you put a glossy headlight or a light or whatever, because maybe that's how the room is, you have always a big distraction. The S95C is pretty good on that. But the problem is, of course, it will bleed out this part of the picture. I mean, that's how it is. As soon as you have some light shining on the screen, it's not good, okay? But yeah, I agree. It's better than glossy in this case then.
So Brandon says, I think displays are getting to a brightness level now where they will begin to focus on motion clarity as the next big selling point.
I don't think so.
I disagree,
because no one gives a crap, just us. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
It's like, I think the nit wars is all a lot of the marketing cares about. You know, it's all like 10,000 nits, 5,000 nits. Like every year they say the QD-OLED's going to do this crazy nit level, but that's the Samsung display thing at CES. When it gets to Samsung Electronics and then they kind of do their twist on it, it's never that bright, because we always get excited by hearing these panels. And I think that's a marketing trick as well, because Samsung is obviously Samsung and Display and Electronics. They're obviously brothers, those companies. So it's like, why wouldn't they say that? Because then that'll generate more interest and sales for the Samsung Electronics thing. But look, it's bright. The brightness wars will burn on. Like I said, you're looking at Hisense and TCL bringing out massive displays, and they're all going, 5,000 plus, 10,000 nits, and like I think that's kind of what gets people excited. Like I at one point it was kind of the resolution wars, in my opinion. Like it was Samsung really pushing 8K, going 8K is the thing. Is that a grasshopper?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I got one foot on my foot. I'll close the other shade completely, but sorry, we've got a bit of a crisis here. We're getting attacked by bugs.
It's Australia.
Yeah, but let's go. So. See. Yes, what's this? Jensen Huang says, thinks that all gamers have a 10K gaming and home entertainment.
A command center, a $10,000 command center.
I think, it just shows you how out of touch they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's man. Like when I saw the GPU and I was hanging out with these guys. Like I'm obviously getting excited to maybe dip back into PCs, and I'm looking at the prices of a GPU and I'm like, nah, I'm not spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a GPU. I'll go get another big TV and a console. I'm good. So
that's the thing. And people, so I mean, obviously I'm reviewing PC and Xbox games, and I have done this plenty of times. Cheers. Prost. And the weird thing is, when we're talking about, so obviously there are really nice, good-looking games out there. Cyberpunk on a PC with a certain mods is like, wow. And then you need a 5090, because otherwise you're struggling. I mean, also Indiana Jones with path tracing and whatsoever. Wow, this looks fantastic. Almost unplayable on my 4080. You know what I mean? But the money what you have to put in is just unbelievable. And then you have games like Ratchet and Clank, where this is a PlayStation 5 game, which is, in my opinion, one of the best looking games, Horizon Forbidden West as well. And they're porting those games to the PC. And I did the comparison. I said, hey, the difference between the PlayStation 5 version and the PC version is not worth the money I need to put in to play this with 60, 70, 80 FPS on the PC. So, and the thing was, and until today, as far as I know, until today, the Ratchet and Clank version on the PC has still the texture bug. So I can't use the highest setting. I have to go back, and then the texture quality is lower than on the PlayStation 5. So again, PC is powerful, no doubt about that. But the money what you put in is not. So you have to put 5-6 times more money in, but you're not getting 5-6 times more visual quality.
It's a point of diminishing returns where, like your first injection of money gets you this performance, and then every big injection gets you
like this. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Hoof says, yeah, you need a dark room for OLED, in my opinion. No, I disagree, man. What's that shining there? What is that? I don't know. Maybe my watch.
Yeah.
Look, man, I've got a G4 in a room that has controlled light. Okay, it's an 83-inch, so obviously it's going to be brighter. But, man, in the day, with all the windows open, sun coming in the room, I've never once gone, needs to be brighter. So maybe for the older OLEDs, like I've got a C1 83 in a light-controlled room. And, yeah, I used to have that in that room where my G4 is now, and I can say, yeah, maybe that was a little bit dimmer, and I did notice, like, sometimes when the reflections were really bright, the TV could not overpower them. But I think with the modern stuff, man, I disagree with that. But
no, the G4 is absolutely bright enough.
Here's another one. So I've been happy. I bought a 4090 every day. I bought a 4090 every day since I bought it. Problem is, prices have gone up so much, I could sell it at a profit right now. Is that true? I don't know. I don't know. Marcus is more into that.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know what the used card prices is at the moment. I know that the 5080s, 5090s are going through the roof on eBay because you literally can't get them. And people, unfortunately, still, some people can afford it and buying it for a ridiculous amount. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't like it, but that's how it is. But yeah, I know that with the 1080 Ti back then, I sold it actually for a higher price than I bought it. The 1080 Ti. Wild, but I regret this until today.
Well, I guess that's kind of how PS5 was at the beginning, man. Like people were just sniping them so hard and stockpiling them. Everyone was just selling them at a profit. And it's just funny because I remember near the end where that kind of started dying, they started bringing out more stock. Then I remember all those scalpers started having to sell them like at retail or cheaper because they wanted to just offload that stock. So yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, El Nini says, GPUs are way overpriced, and
everything is overpriced.
The thing about GPUs is if you play with AI stuff, the price becomes a lot more worth it. In terms of what AI stuff would you be referring to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, just tell us what, because I mean, I know what AI is, obviously, but I don't know how, what software or program or what I would do actually to use a 5080 card with it. Honestly, what do I need to do that I can use the new power on the 5080? What would it be? Is it like development and stuff like that? I literally don't know. For some people, don't get me wrong, this would be probably, if it's because that's the thing sometimes, if you think about you're a content creator or whatever, music producer or whatever, and just to save maybe an hour per day, you have to invest $10,000. You will do it because time is money, and that's what the new GPUs are for, not primarily for gamers,
I'll let you.
The thing about GPUs is if you play with AI stuff, that's the same.
Yeah, I'll let you choose this.
Okay. There's a lot, yeah.
Isn't this funny? So, as I said at the beginning of the stream, Marcus and I were just having a drink after dinner, chilling out because he's heading back home tomorrow. And we started talking TVs, and I said, let's switch on this live stream. Let's just talk, and if people want to enjoy it, and it's like questions coming in. So, yeah, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, 9070 XT, if this sells really for $600 and the 5080, which is probably similar in the performance, is $1,000. That's a big difference. So again, we know DLSS 4 will be, or is supposed to be better than FSR 4. I'm not sure if there's any FSR 4 game right now out there, but that's how it is. You know what I mean? You pay more for Nvidia, but Nvidia offers for content creation so much more stuff, and it's just, again, also the RTX performance on Nvidia, if you like ray tracing, is just a different story. You know what I mean? That's why you pay more. That's why Nvidia is asking for more.
One thing I'll jump on the back of that for coding for these GPUs. Yeah, one thing I'll jump on the back of that. I'm not sure if you're in this stream or not with Plasma and I. So we were discussing like why AMD is kind of falling behind on the GPUs. Now, I'm not a PC guy, so I could be getting this all wrong. But I was saying my first thought was, okay, how many PS5s, PS4s, Xbox Ones, Xbox Series consoles are out there? Every one of them has a AMD GPU inside. So why would they chase for that small market at the top for high-end GPUs, high price, when they can sell hundreds of millions of mid-range, pre-purchased, ahead of time graphics chips to Sony and Microsoft? Do you know what I mean? It's like, we're going to sell 50 million consoles this year. Can you, here's the money, build 50 million. Would you even do that? Like, that sounds like, they're getting comfortable, and it does make sense. So I could be wrong, but that's my hypothesis. Yeah.
Overpriced GPUs and games that run like crap. Yeah. Thanks to Unreal Engine. Thank you. That's the best, I never had so bad running games. Yeah, this is really crazy, Unreal stutter, or whatever you call this. This is real, you know what I mean? We have so powerful PCs right now and struggling to run games properly. You know what I mean? This is just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What is this?
Hit on Hooves. Just two more up, this one. So Hooves, also chilling, having a whiskey and a chat. No stress pub chat. So cheers, Hooves. As I said, that was kind of the plan for this impromptu live stream. So I appreciate if you guys like this kind of, chilled out kind of pub chat. That's cool. Maybe we should try it more often, but obviously we're not together very often. But I think it was good, something for a spur of the moment type of thing.
Absolutely. But you don't need to sit next to each other thanks to online. But it's much better.
Touch each other a little bit.
But that's later off the camera. Offline. But there will be ways to get the footage, for you guys.
for a low price. For a low price.
Yeah, we do all this kind of stuff.
Send 5090s.
And we get it to Ariel then, okay? We're not keeping it. Ariel is getting the 5090.
Hey, this is a stupid question. As I said, guys, forgive me, I'm not a PC guy. Can you still SLI graphics cards these days?
No.
Back in the day you could do that. I don't know if they call it something different.
It's not supported anymore. No.
So we're kind of like near the bottom of the question. So feel free. Look at this. Send links.
Later.
As they say, no, SLI is dead. So I don't know what it was, but back in the time when I was on PCs, I remember SLI was a big thing because I started in Voodoo's.
Two GPUs, together.
Was a Voodoo 2. So that shows you how old
I had a 3D FX from Voodoo.
Yeah, Voodoo 2, man. You could SLI them. I remember if you had an SLI Voodoo 2, you were the man. Like at least in the nerd circles,
absolutely.
You were.
But there was a lot of issues. A lot of issues. It was not that simple. But I know.
I might quickly change gears here because the original reason we started up this chat, we were watching a video out here, and it was about 8K TVs and like what's happened to 8K TVs because pretty much the only brand I'm aware of, I could be wrong, but like that are doing mainstream kind of 8K TVs is Samsung, right? Like I know TCL and maybe Hisense are doing those massive 8K displays that they're not going to sell many of, like when LG sells a 97-inch OLED, they're not selling many of them. But in terms of like, mass-produced kind of trying to sell a lot every year, it's Samsung. Correct, and feel free to correct us if we're wrong. And we were just discussing like what is going on with 8K, because I owned an 8K 2-3 years ago, back in 2021, and man, there was no content. Like the whole time, like there was nothing. There was only one piece of content, and it was a trailer for a movie, and I had to use the Samsung, the inbuilt app for Samsung to actually watch it. And I remember like when it finally happened, I was like, what the hell am I buying
No,
this TV for?
I don't know, is there any 8K? I mean, there are documentaries or whatever, maybe trailer out there, whatever. But in terms of gaming, of course, PC, if you have a 5090 in slime mode, then now you don't have this. But then, of course, you can play everything in 8K, but you need to, not everything. It doesn't work.
Detroit 89. So I have a Samsung 75-inch QN800A yet. And I've hardly used the 8K. So yeah, I had the 85-inch QN900A, which was the larger step above. It was the flagship model, and that in Australia was a $12,000 TV. And that eventually failed on me. And I made a video of it, not a very good video, but there is a video on my channel of basically me showing what happened. Like the image would flash, there was like blurs, and like there was static images would like shift really rapidly. It was garbage, man. I ended up fortunately getting a refund from Samsung, but not before I was dragged through the mud for months. The amount of times I had to take an 85-inch TV off the wall, back on and off and on. Like I think it was about 5 times, damaged the wall. It was a nightmare. But yeah, there was only one time I actually had a piece of 8K content, and it was a trailer for a movie. And then the movie didn't come out in 8K. And I was like, what is the point? And you make a good point. There's 8K content on YouTube, but man, no one's producing 8K or content. Like maybe
that's my thing. Just because so I can get with my editing software, I can choose any video and output this in 8K. So I can use a 720p video as a source, and I just edit this in 8K and upload to YouTube, and that's an 8K video. That doesn't mean that the video is actually 8K or the information is 8K. So I would like to know if this is actually, if we have really true 8K material on YouTube. I doubt it actually, because the production or the what you need to do that, I mean, you need to have the cameras. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So I doubt it actually.
Have there been any movies that have come out in 8K?
8K could be good for a sniper game. Thanks.
Yeah, it's
I mean, don't get me wrong. We should have more pixels on our TVs. Don't get me wrong. You know, because more pixels is better for upscaling. You know, if you have 1 million pixels or 100K pixels instead of 8K, the upscaling would be much finer, much better. But it doesn't make sense much for. No, it makes sense actually, as long you have like a very big amount of pixels, because then it doesn't matter anymore if you have no native content. Because if you have so many pixels, it would be always almost perfect, because you get my point. If you have 8K and you're trying to push 4K into 8K, that's probably okay. But then you have a 1080p, it's it takes more processing power.
You're not taking full advantage of that extra pixels, like of the resolution rather. And so it's just, I think it was just a waste. Like there's no 8K movies, and even if you have 8K gaming, the amount of money you would have to spend, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, HDMI 2.1 only supports 8K 60. I could be wrong. Maybe the chat can help us out
with DSC enabled or whatever. That's
maybe, but I think it only went up to 8K 60. But please let us know if we're wrong.
Yeah, but still, then and to see 8K, I mean, obviously you would probably see the difference between a real 8K material and 4K material. You know, same viewing distance or whatsoever.
60 is correct. Yeah. So Soma Cruz said, how do you guys feel about Sony not selling the QD-OLED A95L here in Australia anymore, but everywhere else it still has it in stock?
Yeah. I mean,
look, I'm not a big fan of Sony, because I don't like how they have this huge Sony tax, where I wouldn't say it's you could argue whether it's better than the higher end Samsung QD-OLEDs or the high end LG OLED, but the amount of money they charge on top, I don't think it's worth it. Like for that extra couple of percent, you might get, some people might argue, in movies with their processing. I don't think it's worth it. But in terms of them not selling it, like I'm not really paying attention to them. So did they get above 77 inch? Because then they would have had to go to a WOLED panel, right, to get to 83. So yeah, I'm only kind of looking at large screen displays myself, but yeah, it's that's what it is.
The same, I haven't had a Sony OLED TV at all. the thing is, they still have just 2 HDMI ports, and stuff
two
like that.
Support 2.1.
Yeah, 2.1. Yes, correct. Yeah. So, but that's an absolute no-go for me, because I have much more. I don't. So for most of the TVs, I don't have an AV receiver, so I need to have a lot of HDMI connections. You know what I mean? So that's for me a no-go. And also the input lag, as far as I know, on most of the Sony TVs, maybe not for the A95L, but there was always higher than on Samsung and LG. So I'm looking for low input lag when I'm talking about gaming TVs.
Also,
you know what I mean?
Circling back to those HDMI 2.1 ports, man, as far back as the C9, I remember had 4 full bandwidth 2.1 ports. So C9, that's 2019, if I'm not mistaken, because C9 was 2019, C10 was 2020, C1 was 2021. So back in 2019, LG had it all worked out, 4 full bandwidth, and still today there are some brands coming out with only 2.
Yeah, it's not even LG. LG is just buying the HDMI. You know what I mean? It's just I forgot the brand or whatever. There's not many companies that are doing the HDMI things, but it's just, you know, I don't know why they try to save $5 or whatever. It's just it's not real. And how long did actually Sony, the TVs, took them actually to implement VRR? Can you remember this?
That's right.
I used VRR on my CX already, you know, and Sony still haven't had the update on their TVs.
That's right. Wasn't they brought out a TV and they said, okay, VRR will be coming with an update.
Yeah.
But then when that update eventually came and that dragged on for a long time,
and it was
right. It was broken.
It was not working whatsoever. Oh my God. Yeah. See, that's what I don't understand. And that's where you can see that even we're talking about Sony, PlayStation, whatsoever, they're not talking to each other. They're all doing their own thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy. So what do we have? So we had this discussion: 48 gigabits per second, so 40 for PlayStation 5 or Xbox doesn't make much difference. Yeah. I never run in any issues, you know, even with my PC connected, 144 hertz on the G4, HDR, 4K resolution. It just works. Full stop.
Well, 48 and 40 isn't the Series X 40 gigabits, and then the
40,
the PlayStation
32.
5 is 32.
32.
So I don't think anyone's really using, aside from GPUs, the full 48 gigabits, right?
Obviously, full RGB and 48 gigabits per second would be perfect, but I mean, no. Look, the thing is, you know, we're just looking too much at numbers. You know, the outcome is really, you know, we're talking about almost no difference in terms of picture quality, as long. It's probably not even visible. You know, you can measure it probably, but not with your eyes. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't do that. You know, if there would be a significant problem, then when you choose 120 hertz or HDR, then
it does make an interesting question.
Yeah.
Like, why did Sony choose that? You know, and why did Xbox choose that? Why didn't they all just go full bandwidth? You know, leave some headroom for later. I don't know, but
I don't know. Why has Sony PlayStation 5 such a bad VRR support? Why can't we have 120 hertz support in the menu on a PlayStation 5? That's just a software solution.
Yeah.
Nothing else, has nothing to do with the hardware.
Because with the Xbox, you can choose 60, 120 VRR
all the time.
Only gaming or VRR full time.
So VRR, first of all, that and the VRR range, first of all, it supports AMD FreeSync as well. So if you have just a monitor with HDMI 2.0, it still works. For the PlayStation 5, you need HDMI 2.1 because it's just the HDMI format or forum or whatever or support. So Xbox, in terms like that, it's just way ahead of Sony. That's why it's no Xbox. You must have another console, really. And of course, games. We need games. That's the thing.
Here's what I can't super comment on. So
DisplayPort or HDMI.
DisplayPort's got more bandwidth.
Yes, but in general, there's no difference in terms of picture quality. There's literally no difference. No difference. So the thing is, DisplayPort, you can't do it to the bandwidth and whatsoever. And you don't need to use all the time DSC because of bandwidth and whatsoever. But the cable length is not as. I think 3 meters is the maximum what you can get. HDMI can go up to much much more.
Well, I've got a fiber optic HDMI cable going from my pay TV box in my home theater, going across my house, underground, all the way to the guest house. And that, well, obviously it's fiber optic, but that's 100 meters, and that never has given me.
Okay, fiber optic is of course a different opinion, a different
Not
thing
copper,
anyway.
Yeah, copper has its limitations.
Hello, Marcos. Hello, Barthel. How are you? 444, 422 versus RGB. I mean, a 444 and RGB is the same. There is no difference, okay? So don't tell me that you can see a difference between this. 422, I would like to have at some point, a blind test. And I would like that people telling me in games, we're not talking about fine texts or whatever, but in games that they can see a difference between 444 and 422. So even 420, I would say most of the people were struggling to see a difference. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's my opinion.
And for those of you who want Marcus's number, it's 04.
Okay, just visit me. No worries. 8-bit versus 10-bit colors. I mean, 8-bit is always SDR, 10-bit is always HDR. So don't use 10-bit colors for SDR. It doesn't make sense. It can, don't get me wrong, it can be maybe improve some banding issues if you have, but you don't have more color information. SDR is always 8-bit. That's how it is. What is this? With the 50 series, they solved the DSC issue. So what was the issue? Because I never had issues. The next one, this one?
Yeah.
I had the CX, G2, blah, blah, blah. And, definitely going to get the G5. Sony is overpriced because of the brand name and still only 2 HDMI. Yeah, that's how it is.
Man, that's some serious, legit spending. Hey, like you've had the CX. So if you don't mind me following up, so did you have the C10, you sold it, got the G2, sold G3, G4, or did you you have them all still? Because, when I usually kind of get to a point when I buy one, I need to sell one because I've run out of places to put them. But if that's a nice collection, but if you're buying them and then every year, essentially, it's quite a heavy amount of spending right there. But Sony's overpriced because of the brand name and still only 2.1 ports. Yeah, and so the other trick is like for me, for example, I have a 2.1 receiver. And so a lot of people complain when they put one of the 2.1 ports on the audio return channel port. For me, I actually need that because I only plug everything into my receiver. It has 7 HDMI 2.1 ins, and all I need is one to the TV, which makes my life simple. And when I want to change cables, it's almost like a one connect box. You know what I mean?
Of course,
in that sense, with more ports. But Sony tax is out of control, man. That's why I'm not a big fan.
They have longer now than 3 meters. Okay, cool.
For DisplayPort.
I mean, of course, they're different with 1.4A or what now the latest standard, or 2.0. I have no idea. Honestly, that's why I think I need to do more PC content in the future on my channel. Less console, or not less. See, it's hard. I don't know. How many hours have a day? 48? Shit. Do I need to sleep? Really?
So the Pentonic, what's that one? The Pentonic 800 has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. Other MediaTek SoCs have the 2.1s and 2.0s. Yeah, so it's the MediaTek. That's right. But still, like as I said, going back to 2019, LG had it right back in 2019. How many years do they need to catch up? Like, don't they see people want? It's just a little way they can save a couple of extra bucks. It's like giving you a 100 megabit Ethernet port instead of a gigabit. Like, why? So you can save like $1 each TV or something like that. It's silly.
I don't remember this, but Component had also the same quality as RGB, because you have also the 3 colors plus brightness, correct?
Yeah, you have 3 colors plus the composite in. And
it was
2 audio
It
channels.
was not pop. So in Germany or Europe, we hardly had any components. But I remember you had the 3 colors.
Yeah, so
or was it just the 3 colors?
I think you had the 3 colors plus the yellow one, which was the video signal, plus the 3 colors. Then you had red and white.
For audio
left and right.
That's why it was the same quality. I'm pretty sure, because when you actually open the RGB SCART cable, it was not all the cables were connected. You know what I mean? So, but I know. It goes way back. It's interesting. Bad firmware. What is this here? Bad firmware for some earlier video cards prevented some HDMI outputs from using. Oh, okay, got you. Oh, so you mean The 5080, the 50 series had this issue as well.
Interesting.
Oh my God.
What's the next one? Do you have any recommendations for secondhand buying, selling and buying? But what are we talking? GPUs,
what are we talking? GPUs, TVs.
So follow up on that one, Robin.
More PC content, Marcus. Okay, quitting my job. That's what I need. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No, really, I don't. I know PC stuff is even. I know so many people actually asking, hey, can you do more Nvidia's RTX? This is so hard to actually record because I need to hook up my main PC to my second PC to record Nvidia's RTX. It's not that simple, really. I mean, it's basically the same what I'm doing with consoles, but the problem is I'm using my main PC to record consoles. So in this case, I would need to use my second PC, which is not as powerful. You get my point, you know, lower resolution, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Atmos
so
5. Oh, yeah.
Atmos was 5.1. I'm very happy with 5.2. Man, look, one of my videos I actually made today was just like a tour of my gaming room, and I have a 5.1.4 setup, and I can honestly say I really do enjoy it. I actually go out of the way to increase the volume specifically on my Atmos channel, so I really get them like kind of overpowered. But man, if you do have the capacity, like space and the receiver, the hardware to do it, I highly recommend it, man. Because a lot of people, they go for these reflective ones, you know, where they shoot up and they bounce the sound off the roof, and it's not the same.
Yeah, of course, it's not the same. I mean, if you obviously, if you have the space and whatever and money and you can install it, I mean, Atmos is if it is supported, always better because more speakers is better. But I have heard, you know, in a friend's place in Adelaide, he has a really great setup, and I watched a couple of things, and you can clearly hear the bad mixing as well. You know what I mean? Where it just doesn't make sense. So. Same with HDR, you know, you can have the best TV, best monitor. If the HDR implementation is crap, that's what you get.
Well, we learned that today in one of our videos.
Oh, right? Yes, we learned this.
Yeah, so for those of you who are just joining the live stream, just again, not to rattle on, but Marcus flew down to Sydney to my place. We spent a whole day doing a whole bunch of content. So if you guys are kind enough, please jump over to my channel, throw a sub on there, because we will have a whole bunch of content together. So yeah, I'd really appreciate any support from the Marcus loyal fan base. So yeah, thank you very much.
Would be fantastic. Watch on 2 channels at the same time. No, I'm not kidding. That's really, that's how it is, unfortunately. You need views, you know, that's how it is. Marcus, do you know what number on the Black Ops 6 HDR setup is 1300 nits? My monitor doesn't have tone mapping. No, wait a moment. The Black Ops 6 supports. Now I got you. But Black Ops 6 supports the HDR system level calibration. So what I would recommend is just, even you don't have any tone map, just follow the instruction on the screen. The reason for that is because your TV is trying to do something. Whatever, you have some sort of tone mapping in the background all the time, okay? So first of all, so your TV is trying to do something with the information. So if you now follow the instruction on the screen, either you play on the PlayStation 5, Xbox, or PC, that's the best setting for your TV at this very moment, okay? Because the rest would be really dialing it in by eye, do some measurements or whatsoever. So it's very hard. So what monitor are you actually talking about?
Yeah.
What is the maximum nit peak brightness actually?
So Robin was asking about secondhand TVs.
Secondhand TV.
Advice on selling secondhand TVs. This is a tricky one, man. Like, obviously we're in Australia. Yeah, it's tricky, man, because say, for example, I bought my 83-inch C1 back in the day. I paid quite a lot. I paid probably peak of the market back then, which is about $7,000. You know, the problem is, man, even if the TV, like my C1 from 2021 has about 300 hours on it, which is nothing, still has extended warranty on it, you know, say what you will about that. But I don't think I'd get more than maybe $1,500 for it on the secondhand market, but just because they just get outdated so quick. And if someone, you know, it's hard, man. You can't buy. Like when we did videos last time, please feel free to check them out on my channel. I went out and bought TVs just for that day, and no word of a lie, still sitting. They were opened. We used them that day. They're back in the box, sitting in my shed. Like what do I do? Sell it for like 30% of what I paid for it, even though it's brand new. I've only had it for, you know, a couple of days. It's just one of those things, man. TVs suck when it comes to reselling. It's like cars, man. They just depreciate, and people don't want to buy. They don't trust.
And the thing is with buying, you know, the problem is not actually buying a TV, but how do you get this TV to your place? You need to have a shipping company. You can't just, you need because we're talking about, I don't know, even 65-inch, you can't get this in any car. Not in normal cars. Don't get me wrong, you know. That's a problem. You need a Ute or something like that.
Especially the bigger displays. And if you guys know about like the C1, that was the TV where it had like all the components right down the bottom. It had that bulge, and then basically the top of the TV was like just a sheet of glass. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like super thin, like as thinner than a smartphone. Yeah. Imagine trying to shift that around as a secondhand TV. Like, it would be a nightmare. No. But the OnlyFans content, man, that's
I know.
We need to open one, and like, because we're trying to help.
We really maybe should do one. Just
maybe not together. So I don't know, maybe separate. Like,
but just as gig. Is there any requirements to open this up?
We should do it because we're trying to find our friend in the States, Ariel, a 5090.
We need to.
So you can donate 5090s, man, and we would love to send them to him.
I think I'm checking this out.
Thank you, Detroit. So he said, Marcus and friend, I'm sorry I forgot your name, brother. My name's Adam, layman, whatever you want. What display calibration tools do you recommend? I want to calibrate my TV, and I've had it for 3 years.
What TV?
What TV? But what tools would you use, or is there various different tools for each display technology?
Look, the thing is always... So I mean, I'm using... what is it from Calibrite C6, I think is the one right now. I'm not quite sure anymore, but it's not a high-end calibration tool, you know. So that means I'm not even sure if when I'm using this tool, is it really correct? So because it can be that my TV is already perfect out of the box. I'm putting my meter on, and my meter is telling me something else, and I'm changing the TV, and I'm having a worse outcome. You know what I mean? So for the Q&A 800, okay, 2021. What I would recommend probably, because it's maybe a one-time thing, you know what I mean? Just maybe try to get someone to calibrate, you know what I mean? Just ask how much money they're asking for. I have no idea, maybe $250 $300, because this is still cheaper than getting a meter plus software.
Yeah. Unless you're going to do it for fun, a hobby.
If you're going to do this on a regular base, then of course you should start investing. But then there are so many possibilities from free software. HCFR, just put this in HCFR. That's a very simple HCFR calibration software.
It's in the chat.
Just actually look for this one up. This is what I'm using actually just to check things, because it's for free and it's absolutely accurate, and it's supporting almost all the meters. It's not updated anymore because they stopped the project, so it's a free to use or whatsoever, but it's accurate, you know what I mean? Absolutely.
So Soma Cruz said, guys, did anyone see the Costco Australia selling the Samsung 77-inch S90C for $2,600? But what year is the S90C? Because we're in D now. So
that's my TV. That's my it was 2023.
$2,600 for a 77-inch.
2023.
OLED. That's no joke, man.
2023.
Wow. See, it makes you wonder, like, when they're selling them like this at this price, like, a year or two old, whatever. They're still making money on that.
Of course.
They're still making money. So when you're buying at the peak of the market, they have the fattest margins on those. So like, they will never sell at a loss unless it's like, I don't know, broken box or something like that. But yeah, that is crazy.
My monitor doesn't even work properly on the HDR calibration app. I have to manually set it. Not sure if I'm understanding this right, but I have issues with the HDR calibration tool on the PC. It always crashes or something else, or is this some of the settings are disappearing or whatsoever? That's Microsoft, really not good. What I hear? I was playing games and not paying attention to my girlfriend.
Oh, she needs the sack.
It shocked the sack. Broke pixels. No,
it's time to go, man. That's time for her to go.
No, and honestly, that's a red flag. I mean,
but you shouldn't be throwing shoes at the TV because you're upset. So that's not good.
I mean, it's always your fault, of course, but hey, you know,
if only you paid a bit more attention, you wouldn't be in this mess.
Really. But I get you. But she shouldn't throw anything. No, that's out of no. Anyway, we're not here to make any
judgments.
No, leave him. No, we're not making any.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Thank you, Adam and Marcus. Very nice.
No worries.
Thank you for your comments.
I will check out the software. Yeah, check it out. Get our cheap meter. Get into it. That's how it is. Learning by doing.
Yeah, like it's one of those things, man. Like so many people will criticize OLEDs, but then I was one of them, man. One of my first videos was my QN900A versus my C1, and I was raving about the QN900A. And then after about 3 months going back and forth, I was like, wow, was I wrong? So it's like anything. You've just got to get hands-on. You got to experience it. So whether you're calibrating or any TVs, like it's that's why I get frustrated when somebody goes, "Oh, QD-OLED's the best. WOLED sucks." I'm like,
oh my god,
man,
that's not.
I can't deal with these people.
I have both at home, and then, you know what I mean. It's just
they're both good, man. Like, and as I always say, it's like, okay, I'm not denying QD-OLED is the superior technology. But it's like we're talking, man. You put them side by side.
It's not a day and night difference.
It's not a day and night difference.
And even with some content, you wouldn't see any difference at all.
Yeah,
that's how it is. Yeah. So again, obviously, with the screen uniformity is a big plus on the QD-OLED, and I can easily show content where you can see why the QD-OLED is better. But that's how it is. You can be so lucky. But again, my G2. There's literally not a single problem in terms of uniformity issues.
And you still
just
have
the tint issue.
Yeah.
The G4 is terrible compared to my G2. That's why I'm not happy, because I was expecting that the G4 is actually a step up. But talking to Classy, he said that G4 has more issues because of the MLA layer. So that's the thing. And that's the thing why QD-OLED is so good, because there's no additional layers on it. It's a pure panel, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's complaining on a very high level, actually. What is this? You have to close Nvidia OLED. Oh, okay. No, it's not on. All this stuff is not on. I tried everything. So sometimes it works perfectly and sometimes not. And then there's another update from Microsoft or whatever, then it doesn't work at all. The other day, my Ethernet connection, so I have both PCs connected to each other because I'm recording on one, sending the stuff. It just disappeared. I couldn't get it running anymore. I have an IT guy in my office. I asked him, and he tried a couple of things to know. Must be an update. 4 weeks later, whatever, I tried it again. It worked. I didn't change anything. Now that's why I'm not a big fan of Windows right now. That's why probably I'm going to switch to Apple in terms of productivity. But the problem is still, first of all, for gaming, you need a gaming PC. Full stop. Yeah. And I'm not quite sure if Elgato and all the other stuff, Ava Media, what I'm using for capturing, is really on Apple. I don't even know. I don't know, because that's the
software you have to use.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so it doesn't just send it.
OBS. I know OBS works on Mac, and maybe hopefully even better, because OBS right now is terrible. I can't even record without any stuttering on. It doesn't work anymore. I don't know what they're doing.
As we're getting, I guess, to the tail end, geez, the time has flown.
Already almost 2 hours.
Yeah, so we're coming up to the last 15 minutes of the chat. Any questions, guys? As I said, we're just chilling out after dinner, having a scotch and a cigar. And Marcus will be flying home tomorrow, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do a chill out session. By the way, we will be doing a live session tomorrow morning. So
with Ariel, yes, we need to set this up after this. We set this up on this because then we can probably do the same thing.
What do you mean?
Streaming.
Stream, but we can go into my proper setup. Yeah. But any other questions, guys? But I'd love to hear what people are excited about for, say, the new TVs this year. If they're thinking the G5 might be the winner, or if they're going to still stick with QD-OLED now that they've doubled down on the new what's that film? The anti-glare reflection film crap they're putting on everything now. They've really doubled down on that. Must be for a reason. I'm not sure why, but
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Are you not listening to us, or what? Are you not listening to Ariel? No?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know. But anyway, I'm excited. It's already March, by the way, The year's already gone.
Well, Well, I would imagine the new OLEDs would be in the Americans' hands pretty soon, right? Like,
Is it not around April, May?
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we're usually a bit further.
But I'm pretty sure I bought my CX around May, because I bought this TV when the little one was born. Yes, it should be May, around May, here in Australia.
I wonder if Ariel smokes cigars since he's Cuban. We'll ask him, man. We'll ask him tomorrow for you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can join tomorrow, you ask him.
Yeah, I'd love to hear, just like in these last 10, 15 minutes, what you people are excited about. As I said, we were just chilling out, talking about TVs and stuff. Like, I'm quite excited for the Switch 2.
Absolutely.
Since we both have G4s, it's like the G5 is a bit of a harder sell. If you had something, maybe another if you didn't buy your G4, then maybe the G5.
Yeah,
same with me.
Of course, yeah.
For mine, like, mine's not even a year old, and it's like, man, that's a beast.
I don't know how to sacrifice it.
And what would I do with it? That's
the problem.
Going back to that secondhand question. Okay, so I've bought my 83-inch G4, less than a year old, so it's 8 months old. I've got extended warranty on it, so it's got another 5 years on top of its warranty. You know, if I go to sell that secondhand, like, I don't think I'd get half.
That's a problem, you know. It's
very hard, man. You don't buy them thinking, oh yeah, I'll sell it like a secondhand car every year and upgrade. It's a commitment for a couple of years. You got to kind of really know that. Okay. Which is why I kind of waited when I saw the G3. I'm always a bit apprehensive about jumping in on the first generation of new techs, hence the G5. When the G3 came out, the G4 came out as an improvement. I'm like, okay, second gen, they may have ironed out some bugs or any issues. G4 or G5, new thing. I would probably go, all right, let's hit the pause button, pump the brakes, and let's wait till G6 and see if they stick with that technology or if next year they implement something else.
Okay, that's interesting. Gaming Tech. The 4K SDR Blu-ray, just a few dollars more, has horrible banding when played in 8-bit SDR, but smooth in 10-bit SDR. So from what player then actually you're talking? So first of all, what I have to say is, in regards of banding, color banding, the Samsung QD-OLED TVs are much better than any LG OLED TV I ever had. That's a fact. Ask Ariel as well. He tells you exactly the same, because he can also compare. But this, I would like to know what is happening, because it can happen that because you're now converting from, you're converting from 8-bit to 10-bit. Maybe there is some sort of things going on. Excited for GTA 6, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it looks better. You know what I mean? It can happen, can be better.
So
G5 all the way.
G5 all the way. Anti-glare killed Samsung. I'm with you on that, man. I saw one in the store and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, now the S95D looks terrible. Looks terrible.
This is not good, man. Like when I go look at my glossy C1 and it's that pitch black, like you're looking into darkness. I'm like, man, it's not for me.
But again, so that's why I'm recommending still try to get the S95C if you like to have a proper QD-OLED from Samsung, because it's still not as bad as the S95D.
We have a comment from Jesse Vivano. I'm working a midnight shift job in the USA right now. Thank you very much, brother, to tuning into these two Australians on the other side of the planet. So hopefully we're entertaining you in
hopefully
some shape or form.
You still can perform, but hey, appreciate this.
Absolutely. Couple more questions, so we're getting close to the end. My laptop is actually running out of battery, so we've probably only got about another 2 hours. We'll max out on this. So.
Yeah. GTA 5 is getting a new update soon with ray tracing and DLSS. Okay, I have to check this out. That's why PC gaming is actually so interesting. You know, they can. No, and just the other day, you know, with the mod for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this HDR mod is so impressive. 2 tiny files, what you need to put into the main folder or any folder from this game, and you get, of course, reshade must be installed, but that's for all the mods. And you get a native HDR. We're not talking about Nvidia's RTX, which is not native HDR. It's a filter. It's like auto HDR. Even worse, I would say. Okay, Nvidia's RTX is the worst thing what you can do if you like to have HDR. Okay, first of all, it costs a lot of performance, and it has worse HDR performance than auto HDR. Okay, so mods, native HDR, in this case, the way to go. And I'm so impressed, you know. And it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just on PC.
Summer Cruz said, guys, any thoughts on the Samsung RGB mini micro LED TV 8K though 98 inch releasing later in 2025? So get your second mortgage on your house for that one.
I'll sell you a liver.
Yeah, the one thing I'm excited about is the Hisense 116 UX. I think it's a mini LED TV, but it's the same RGB backlight. So I'm still kind of learning about it, but maybe the guys in the chat can help me out. So it's using RGB mini LED. So each pixel has RGB.
Each pixel is a full
RGB.
So no backlight needed.
Well, it's a mini like LED, so it's a bit confusing, but for me, like that's what I would like if I'm going to upgrade from my 100 and I'm looking at a Hisense. Like, if the price is reasonable, which it probably won't be, that's what I think is. Probably. Man, like with the 8K though, like you're paying a premium for a display resolution that you will probably never use. Just quickly jump this. So micro LED is per pixel, mini LED is these dimming zones.
Micro LED is per pixel, like OLED.
Yes,
OLED,
that's right. Thank you for correcting me. So let's go. Oh, hooves. Oh yeah, just click on that one. What happened there?
Oh, Love from Canberra. Hey,
man. Hey, you're not far from us, man.
No, just come over.
Thank you very much for joining us. So Detroit, the next one down.
Now this one here. Nice interacting with you, Adam. What's your YouTube channel?
We'll chuck it in the chat again. So it's basically youtube.com/ damn, I'm so bad at this. ILT_AU. So yeah, so I have my channel just posted in the chat. So it's youtube.com/ILT_AU. It's in layman's terms, Australia. As I said, I'd love for you guys if you'd be kind enough to subscribe to my channel. Marcus and I created a ton of content today. There's already a couple of videos in the past of us on my channel where we just, it's a bit more casual, less scientific, but we have fun with TVs, consoles. So please, I'd really appreciate if you guys want to come and join. But yeah, really great to talk to you all this evening.
So that's a good question. So every enthusiast is aware of the technical superiority of QD-OLED. Why is everyone buying LG then? I mean, so first of all, I would really like to have, and at some point we can make this happen. Maybe not, maybe in a couple of years we can make this happen, to have proper side-by-side blind tests, because this is what I really like to have. Because people always claiming they can see this, they can see this. But I guarantee you, if you have the right content where it is not favoring any specific panel type or whatsoever, you will not see any difference. You will not see any difference. It will be very, very hard unless you know really the specification and you try a little bit, what is reflecting more whatsoever. Yeah. But it's not superior in terms of watching content. Yes, I agree with you. What QD-OLED can do is so much better than WOLED. But because LG is a well-known brand, and in terms of firmware updates, in terms of build quality, LG is just better than Samsung.
And I will say, at least from my personal experience, when I spent that stupid $10,000 on the 8K Neo QLED 85-inch and it failed, I got all that money back after a lot of work, and I basically went and bought a G4 and had a big chunk of money left over. And the G4 smokes that TV. But my point is, it's like, for me, I'm a little bit upset at Samsung because their support was so brutal. I went through so many headaches, like the amount of, when you're spending that much money on a TV, you kind of expect to be treated a little bit better than the guy that bought the 85-inch crystal TV that Samsung sells
for $500.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes these things happen. You get a little bit frustrated with a brand, but yeah, it's one of those things, man.
But yeah, I mean, look, I'm happy with my S95C. The reason why my S95C is in my main cinema room, there is a reason for it, because I just like it the most, in terms of also for Game Motion Plus. The setting on Game Motion Plus is just, wow, absolutely fantastic, better than what LG can deliver. But again, first of all, LG has the has the out of the box experience. You turn on your G4 and you don't need to do anything. It is just working. You know what I mean? Samsung issues, what I have for example, I'm testing a lot of different so PlayStation, Xbox on the Samsung, and I'm going with my PlayStation over to this TV. Every time when I'm connecting my Xbox again, even I haven't turned on my TV, I disconnect this physically, I connect it, it comes up again looking for HDMI. So why? I haven't done anything, but LG is just so quick with HDMI. Samsung takes ages.
Yeah,
Now,
I will say one thing I did notice when I had my Samsung 8K. I have a Yamaha RX A6A. It's a 2.1 receiver, and I had so many dropouts, issues, handshake issues. I'd be playing games 4K 120, screen dropouts, HDMI signal not found, and I was actually going nuts, thinking my receiver's stuffed. Like I was calling Yamaha, getting them to look at it, like getting beta firmware updates. When that TV went and I got my G4, not one issue. All those issues disappeared. It was the Samsung TV, that one Connect box that they had.
Oh, this is terrible. Yeah.
I would never buy one of those. If I bought a Samsung again, I would never buy one Connect box.
So I got rid of all the HDMI handshake issues with HDMI fiber cable. But I made a video about this because I had so many issues, even 2-meter cables, what I used on my LG G2 back then, Odyssey X, without any issues. I connected this on the PlayStation 5, picture dark, picture back, picture dark. So what the hell? Yeah. Is this a faulty box or whatsoever? No, you look at the Reddit or whatsoever. No, well-known issue. Okay, let's get a $50 HDMI fiber cable. Gone. Say, okay, let's try a 25-meter HDMI fiber cable. No issues at all. No issues at all. So, but I posted a link. Some people bought apparently the same cable and say it's still the problem. Wow. So I don't know. So it's not good.
Rossi Mad Dog said, in real life content, all TVs look the same. Like, look, I don't own a QD-OLED and I've never had one, but I did go to the store and, like, I won't lie, I could see a difference in the color. But you also have to remember, when I saw them in the store, it's all demo content. It's all juiced up to the max because they're all trying to catch your attention. But yeah, once you get them home and you put them into like a filmmaker mode setting or some sort of accurate picture mode settings, you're right. Like, they tend to all look pretty much the same because they all are trying to get to the same point.
Of
you
course.
Know what I mean?
Looking realistic. Yeah. That's it. Okay, we're really coming to the end. It's late. We need to go to bed. We are old people.
Different beds.
Because after we finished our OF content, of course. Oh my God. I'm on top today.
He's getting ready, man. He's getting ready.
I'm doing this. I'm opening an OF. I'm just for fun and put some of my videos on. Do I get kicked then from OF because I'm not showing enough?
That's true. Yeah. We should do an OF where we strip down the TVs and we show you behind the TV. We lift the skirt up off the TV.
God. It's actually not a bad idea.
I think we've had too much to drink. But Detroit 89, Adam, I'm experiencing those issues, but guys told me I should just buy fiber optics then. I don't want to buy a new TV yet. All I can tell you is during the repair process of my Neo QLED, as I said, they came out, they replaced every board in that TV. So hence it came off and on the wall several times. So they replaced the main board, like whatever other boards there are inside that thing, the power supply. They replaced everything in the One Connect box, everything behind the TV. They replaced the One Connect cable. Never resolved any of my issues. And as I said, I was going bananas thinking it was my receiver, the LG. So I can't, unfortunately. I changed cables, changed brands, never got to resolve that issue. So it eventually died, and it worked in my favor. I ended up with my G4. But if you're having those problems, man, it's you're not alone. They are quite notorious for being known for having dropout issues.
I mean, so did you change from the 70 from the same size to a C4? I mean, come on, LG TVs are so good. You know, there's no doubt about it. You know what I mean?
And you can't deny, every reviewer out there is saying, man, the G4 out of the box is unbeatable.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just the standard.
That's what I said. You know, I put my G4 on the wall. You know what I mean? Okay, despite the issues with the bloody bending. But you know, I watch the normal content, what I'm usually watching, like HDR test things, and this is always bright. And I was like, oh my God. And I called my wife. So look at this picture. I said, oh my God. Okay. Walk to my QD-OLED. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. You can see the G4 is brighter. Okay. You know what I mean? That's how it is. You know, it's not as much, but I can see it. Okay. So G4 is, oh my God, what a great TV.
So guys, we're just scratching on 2 hours
Yes.
now. So we'll wrap up these last kind of comments. But thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Made our evening a bit more fun. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's it for today, I think. Join tomorrow. Tomorrow, you know, in a couple of hours, stream with Ariel. As always, we're trying to get his 5090.
Yeah, we've got to find a way for that poor guy. Man, the guy camped out overnight.
3 days or whatever. I don't know how.
Days?
Nah. But he came back and asked again and whatsoever. He's such a nice guy. He needs a 5090. Come on. Yeah, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now we need to get this. Okay.
Last comment. So thanks, guys. Made my evening too. Yeah, thank you very much. As I said, guys, if you haven't already, please, I'd appreciate a sub on my channel. ILT_AU. Marcus and I already have some content we created over there, and I'll probably say it online, but Marcus, I appreciate you coming here, and we always have a blast. So hopefully we'll do it again in a few weeks, months, whatever it may be. But yeah, thank you for everyone joining us. What a fantastic night.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, guys. We see you
on the next one.
Tomorrow.
See you tomorrow with Ariel.
Bye.